went to school with Jack Rocket at Southwestern, now Rhodes College, in the 50s. Jack was a baseball player, and I ran track. And we were friends, and we graduated. I went to law school, he went to medical school. And then we got back together here when he was starting to practice medicine in Memphis, and I was practicing law. And in 1977, Jack decided to start running, and well, he started end of 76. In 77, we started running marathons together. And somewhere between 77 and 81, Bill Craddock came in the picture, and we were running over in Old Park one day. And the perennial problem, I guess it's the same with running stores now, with the existing running stores in Memphis, is you couldn't get your shoes quick enough. You'd order a pair of shoes and the season would be over before you could get them. And so we thought if we really ran a store right, we could get the shoes when everybody wanted them.
Well, we put the store together, and what we really created, and what we all, I think, became proud of, was the nidus for the running center. We created like a fraternity house for all the runners to come. A place where you could go get the information, meet people, find out what's going on, what's the latest product, hang out. That was your sport, you know what's going on, and I think that's what I feel good about the whole thing. I didn't get to participate as much as I'd like, but over the years, that was really the fun of the whole thing. We created something here in town that wasn't here before, and we brought something to the community that wasn't here before.
I think through the years, the thing that has made the store work there's no one person, it's all the people that have been here throughout the years. We've had a lot of people. Some of them, we've had a world record holder, Taryn Wright. We've had women that came in third, female overall in the Boston Marathon. Lisa Lorraine was her name, Lisa Hoskins, when she worked here. We've had some really fun athletes that have worked here. David Topham, brilliant runner. But whether they were fast or slower, the one common thing with everybody that's worked here, at least that's been here for very long, is they loved running and they loved helping people run, not just selling them things, because what we've always done and what we always will do is talk to people about their training, help them, try to guide them to where to get help with an injury if we don't know the simple, quick solution. And we always have worked a lot with events and races and things like that. Right now, today, even that's carried on, because I think Mike's philosophy and all our philosophy was always, if we took care of running, running would take care of us.
I've seen Breakaway grow a lot through the years through the marathon training program alone, because when I first showed up, there were 2 of us who were half marathoners, and the next year I showed up and there was a whole group, and all of a sudden I had friends and I had running buddies and people who were holding me accountable for showing up on Saturday mornings. And the year after that, it got bigger, and every year I ran the half marathon better. And this year, I am hopefully on track to actually run the full marathon. And it's gone from being just a little Saturday morning group to a huge part of my life. And these people I see multiple times a week, and they're my running buddies.
Breakaway has always been more, I guess, than just a place to work. It had always also kind of functioned as my team after graduating from high school. So definitely having the camaraderie with my fellow workers and everything, it was just great. It seemed like I was part of something more than just a job, a family, kind of like what my team at Germantown High School was. And it certainly kind of helped motivate me along to actually keep me doing what I love to do, which was run.
This store, for a lot of us, pivotal things in our lives happened at Breakaway.
Of course, Barry, you remember we had a problem with Billy because he would sit and read a magazine. He wouldn't wait on anybody until it was a pretty girl that came in the store, and then he'd jump up and run.
That's so not true.
Maybe that was Rocket.
That was Rocket, yeah.
Thinking about the store and what's held it together. I think it's always been the inherent thing from the start. I don't know if any of us were ever very good business people, but we never tried to sell anything to anybody.
Yeah.
We always thought first as a runner, you know,
That's
what
true.
do you need? And we try to match people up. And gosh, if we didn't have what we thought they needed, we'd send them somewhere else or order it if we could or whatever, but we never tried to sell it. We always thought first what was, like runners. Sometimes that was good, and sometimes maybe business-wise not the best, but I think long-term, we've been here 30 years.
I guess when I first came back into town, I never really thought about the running community. I guess as far as in Memphis, I was more focused on kind of like my own, you know, schools running and schools team and all that stuff. So as I began to look around, I would see runners that weren't plugged in at the store, that were just basically wandering around, you know, shopping online or buying their shoes, you know, at the big box stores. And once I kind of got them to come into Breakaway and shop local, all of a sudden they began to plug into that same feeling of community that that I felt when I would come to the store. And so that's kind of what I've seen, you know, Breakaway influencing the community is like, and I even tell customers that when I'm promoting our group runs, I'm like, you know, come to the group run. Obviously you're going to get a good run that day, but you make friends and you make training partners, and it's so common where people all of a sudden become best friends outside of the stores, you know, training runs and confines. So it really does kind of change your whole life. It's not just, you know, while you're in the store that day. So that's kind of what I've seen, the most I've seen Breakaway influence the community, is that it just really kind of filters through your entire life, you know, after you get invested in the community part of running.
Breakaway is unique because of their attention, you know, their attention to the running community, to more than just selling the shoe. I mean, that's evident by you know, their volunteering and at races, to putting on these runs that have so many people you know, come to it that are training for races. You know, Barry has worked hard to try to figure out what do I need to do to keep doing this, and I know it's because he enjoys it. You know, I think he has been the heart and soul of keeping it going and looking for ways to stay involved in the running community. And I think he does it. And it shows through his employees there too, because they like it so much, they love it so much. I know that I'm involved in my field and the running part of my field in physical therapy, because I love it so much, and it's so obvious when you walk into the store there, because you can just go have a conversation about running and with any of the guys there. And I think you know, you can't get that with other stores and with the internet and things like that. So I think it's the love of the sport of running that has kept Breakaway alive, and as long as they keep doing that, I think they'll continue to have success in the future.
Well, I heard that this kid, Nick Lewis, had run Leadville and he came in second. So I Facebooked him and asked him if he wanted to go for a night run. And I think I actually canceled the first time we ran together.
That's true.
And then he didn't talk to me for a couple of weeks, and then I Facebooked him again, and we met up and went for a run. And then the next day we went for a run, and the next day, and the next day. We pretty much were running.
It was actually
Every day.
running actually produced this child. There was no science involved. It was just strictly running.
Strictly trail running.
Loyalty.
Experts.
Support.
Community.
Grassroots.
Friends.
My team.
Passion.
Family.
If I could ask Breakaway one question,
What's it like to be 30?
Happy birthday.
Good point. Happy birthday. But I'm getting up there. I mean, a couple years, I'm going to be 30. I just want to know, you know, is it different? Is it better?
I'm pretty proud to be a part of the 30 years of Breakaway. There's been a lot of really good people recently and definitely in the past who have been a huge part of this. And getting to this far is a big deal.
To the next 30 years.
I think sometimes it's even a little bit hard for me to talk about Breakaway without weeping.
Right there, 2036 Olympic Games in training.
Right.
Hard for me to talk about Breakaway without the weeping.
Sorry.